Puppy 2 is here on Underdog Fantasy. So we're going to draft a couple. We're going to draft two teams into the Puppy 2 today here at Spike Week. But the catch is that I don't get to decide my strategy. The wheel of rules submitted to me by the Spike Week members with various different strategies that will decide what I do in each of these Puppy 2 drafts on Underdog. Let's get to it. Happy Thursday. Happy Puppy Day. It is beautiful outside here in wonderful St. Louis. And it's a great day to draft some puppy teams, but specifically to draft some teams where we change up our strategy a little bit on Thursdays here at Spike Week. Myself, Erik Beimfohr, we do something a little bit different. We are still setting out to draft these best ball tournaments, but an exercise that I always find helpful every single summer is to try out some different things that maybe push the limits of what you would naturally do in a fantasy football draft, right? I am, as you guys probably know by now, more of a zero running back bro. I lean a little bit more away from the early running backs. I'm evolving. I'm becoming a better person, and maybe I'm getting older, more boomerish, and enjoying some running backs a little bit more. But I naturally lean to certain draft strategies. But I don't feel like we can really grow and get better if we don't try out some of the stuff that we wouldn't naturally do. So on Thursdays, what we do is I put that to the test. The members here in the chat, but specifically the members in the YouTube or in the in the Spike Week Discord, which is of course free in the description. You can hop into the live streams and media channel. You can submit an idea for a strategy for me to employ in one of these Thursday drafts. I put all the strategies up onto a wheel. We spin the wheel on Thursday morning before the draft, and that's the rule that I have to follow. And we've had many different rules that we've done so far in these drafts. Some of them are a little bit funnier, and some of them are kind of taking a strategy and pushing it to the brink. And I particularly enjoyed them. There's a bunch more on the wheel. The folks have submitted some this morning. So we are going to hop on into it once I check in with everybody here in the chat. If you're on your way in, hit that like button. It's super helpful for us to keep the content rolling. If you can hit the like and subscribe button on your way in. What's up, Dad? I know Dad is grinding the NBA best ball streets, which of course we have that. We have college football. DraftKings launched the weirdest and stupidest MLB second half contest. It's a great time to be in the best ball streets. And of course, if you subscribe to Spike Week for $40 a month or $200, we just reduced our annual price to $200 over the course of the entire year. You pay a one-time $200 fee. You get access to not just the NFL stuff, not just NFL rankings, right? And Johnny says people are gatekeeping the eliminator content. I haven't put out a strategy piece yet for the eliminator, but we've got eliminator rankings. We got drafters rankings and DraftKings rankings. We got fast draft rankings. We got college football and NBA. We got all of it. And it all comes with your one subscription, which also includes the tools, right? Draft Hacker, Draft IQ, Draft Rewind, Tournament DB. We have a whole bunch of different tools, content, and rankings, and the Discord, which of course is partially free, but then the premium channels you get as a subscriber. One fee for all of that. We're not upcharging you for all the different stuff, but it's a great time to be a best ball player, even if you want to dabble in some other sports. Only seeing NFL rankings in the hub right now. Let's just check. Let me check it out really quick. There should be a sport filter, but the rankings are not up yet for NBA and college football. But sorry, got distracted by solo Erik. No, Rob. 1 hour show is now 2 hours. Yeah, easily. Only 2. That's hard to imagine that it would only be 2 with me talking. I'm just looking really quickly. I know I've started full transparency for anybody who wants to see the sausage being made. So the NBA rankings are started. the college football rankings are started. They are not complete yet. My goal is to have them done. I'm probably going to have NBA done today, and then I'm going to have college football done tomorrow is my plan. I don't want to commit necessarily to the college one tomorrow because college football is a little bit trickier with the rankings, but NFL is up to date. NBA will be done today. I do feel good about that. And then college football will be coming very, very, very soon. And Underdog, of course, launched their NBA and college football contest just this week as well. Let's get this money. Amen. K Sizzle. No Cap Mac asks or says, of course, GM, but says, I'd love to see a strategy where you can only draft players from teams with a win total of 8.5 or more. So right in the betting markets, NFL teams all have projected win totals. And he says betting line of 8.5 or more on the win totals. Drafting good players on good teams seems like a winning strategy. I did add that, Mac, to the wheel right before we went live. Let's see. Black Muddy says the rule should be drafting players on the winning roster. Amen. I'm with you on that one. I would love that rule. Let's draft the guys that are going to win me all of the money. That's a good rule. We try that in all the other drafts, though. That's the rule for every draft stream ever of eternity. And it doesn't work for most people. You notice there's only one winner per year in BBM or in these contests. An eliminator live stream. We'll definitely get to some eliminator stuff. The eliminator contest this year is different. I really liked the old eliminator. I actually thought the old eliminator was like maybe the most fun contest in all of best ball. I don't love the shift to the head-to-head thing every single week. I think it's going to make for a poorer experience for everyone. The way that how few teams are left by week 4 or week 5, I think, is a poorer experience for everyone. The thing about the eliminator is it's supposed to be this like really fun season-long sweat. And I think making it head-to-head is just really ratcheting up the variance to like the millionth degree. So if you have not seen, after week 1, you basically play a head-to-head every week in the eliminator, as opposed to it used to be like you get input in 10 or 12 or 8-person pods every single week, random pods, and you just have to finish in the top half or top 6 or top 8 or whatever. And it was kind of different by week. And so managing your roster construction and your strategy was pretty fun because, the bar to clear, the more people that are in each pod every single week that move on is a target that you can actually like. There's always variance in any like pod system, right? Any head-to-head like pod system, but there was like a target that we could think about and try to achieve when it's head-to-head every single week. I'm not going through and looking at all of my head-to-heads if I have a bunch of teams left. Maybe by the end, if I have one team, that's fun. But it also just like completely ratchets up the variance. Like you could have this awesome team and you drafted a really great strategy, but you don't get the benefits of it over like we had in the old system. So I think it's okay. I'm still gonna drive. I'm in a, I don't know, maybe like 10 eliminator slows right now or something like that. But I think the strategy piece of it with the head-to-head part has been like ratcheted down is the problem. Why we did an awesome eliminator video actually that I do still think is relevant. Myself and Ben Gretsch, shout out Ben from Stealing Signals. If you're not a Stealing Signals subscriber, I don't know what you're doing. Also on Stealing Bananas, and you see him, you know Ben. You've seen Ben around, and if you haven't, go follow him and go subscribe to Stealing Signals. But Ben and I, he's one of the best in the biz. We did a pretty, I think, good eliminator or a video last year. It is on this channel in the best ball strategy playlist. You can find it. You can also just like probably search Spike Week Eliminator or something like that. And I think it's still really, really relevant. There's a lot of talk about last year's structure and payout structure and advancement structure. So that is not necessarily applicable, but the overall strategy in terms of how we're selecting players, how we're putting rosters together and all that, I think is still really, really relevant. Let's see. Yeah, very coin flippy. Yeah, I just think this would have been more fun. They could have kept the same structure, but made every round 6 out of 12 instead of 1 out of 2. I agree. It'd be more fun. Yeah. This is kind of my thesis. Nolan says, I love the old eliminator now that feels like the strategy is more muddled or muddied or whatever you want to call it. That's just really how I feel. Just from a strategy sense. It doesn't mean the contest is bad, doesn't mean people can't enjoy it or whatever. So many people love it and Nolan can't get behind it. I'm not sure that many people love it. Weekly winners, eliminator, and like marathon and sprint and stuff don't seem to be like super duper popular. I mean, they're running promos to try to get them to fill contests over the course of a weekend and stuff like that, which is generally a sign that they're trying to ignite some entries into there. Should be a fun sweat, says Miles. Is Anthony Richardson in an eliminator ass pick or a Kyle Pitts pick? Definitely a Kyle Pitts pick. Good morning, Marie. Good morning. Welcome. I'm glad you're around here in the best ball streets as well. But let's get to it, huh? Enough of this jibber jabber nonsense. Let's spin the wheel and see what we're gonna do here this morning. Again, we're drafting in the puppy 2, and what are we gonna do in this puppy 2? What draft strategy are we gonna do? I don't know. We're gonna find out here in just a second. Oh, Jesus. I just said it was a wonderful Thursday morning, and the rule from the wheel says that I cannot draft a wide receiver until round 7. So, this will be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited about this. This is the perfect example, though, of let's push our draft strategies to make ourselves feel uncomfortable. This one makes me feel very uncomfortable. Where is the puppy 2? Puppy 2, obviously 20 seconds because there is no more 30-second. Oh, Christ. Now, we needed 7, and now I know it's going to be all you guys here. Robust team. Little Dodger. Just no LOL, no joking around, just you're cooked. Oh, God, I got the 101. Oh. This was supposed to be my please refresh the page. God damn it, man. Oh, that's why I gotta log in. Derp. Gotta log into the old draft hacker. Might be an important thing to do for it to work, to be logged in. Okay, let's see. This is definitely the anti-Erik draft strategy, 0 wide receiver. This will be a Michael Pittman ass team, says Nolan. If you Charles is begging everyone to make this worse for me. If you're in the draft, please piss for the first 5 rounds. One thing I am going to do that is fun, I'm going to pull up Jahmyr Gibbs. If I'm being forced to take running backs, I'm going to pull up my favorite first round running back, and that is Jahmyr Gibbs. So at least I can get a little bit of a fun flavor of a team here that if you guys are forcing me to do this bullshit, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it in a little bit more fun way. Get unique, as the streamers love to say, aka me. Little Dodger says, I'm scooping up your value in the 3-hole. It's over for you, buddy. For best ball is in the 12 spot. Miles is in the 6 spot. Max says, better hope an elite quarterback falls to the 4-5 turn. You're going to make someone very happy at the one. Yeah. Trav 1105. If you're here, speak up, because you're welcome. You're welcome for your Jamar Chase 102 share. Don't worry, you still get Bijan. Why would you want Chase anyway? Yeah, well, I prefer Jahmyr Gibbs to Bijan Robinson. I get it. I'm not really here to like dig into the first round running backs. I think Pat Corain and I, who do a weekly show, Legendary Sickos, collaboration between his company Legendary Upside and our company Spike Week, where we talk various best ball strategy. Yeah, he put it this way that I agree with. If you had one draft, right, you can only do one draft, and you were forced to take a running back in the first round, it would be Gibbs. So that's what came to my mind when I thought about this. I'm not trying to speak ill of Bijan Robinson. I think he's great. I understand why people like Saquon Barkley. I'm a little leery about Saquon this year. Not he's going to be good. Of course, Saquon Barkley on the Eagles. He's going to be good. But after a Super Bowl run, after like 450 touches in a season, a year older, we've seen the Chiefs over the course of the last couple of years kind of like take the foot off the gas a little bit in the regular season, just a little bit in the regular season, right? Don't overdo Travis Kelce. Don't overdo maybe a running back. Don't overdo any of your key players. And because they just know they're going to win 12 games, right? They're playing for the Super Bowl. They're not playing for the week 4, maximizing their week 4, covering the spread or whatever in week 4. I'm not saying the Eagles are going to do that, and I'm not even saying that it'll ultimately matter for a Saquon Barkley, but I think it's possible given that. So, like, the margins are really thin on some of these guys, and Jahmyr Gibbs is on the Lions, who are one of the also best offenses in the league, and he comes with this floor because it's expected that he's going to split work. So he's already this valuable knowing that he's going to split work. And I think there's scenarios in which his workload goes the opposite direction of Saquon. He gains more, whether it's David Montgomery takes a small step back, right? We have a new offensive coordinator. I don't think David Montgomery's going away, but every backfield has multiple guys that get the ball. I think if something were to happen to beautiful. Okay, Trey McBride. Now the question is, do I do Jacobs or do I pull up one of the elite quarterbacks? I think I'm definitely going to do McBride. The question is, if I would like to stack, do I do Allen? Pull up Allen or Lamar, I think is what I'm going to do here. I have 4%. Let's do Allen. See, this is my way to combat. You guys thought I was just going to rip a bunch of running backs to start this draft. This is how I'm combating this. Daniels would be most unique for sure, but I love Daniels. I prefer Allen and Lamar. I actually like Hurts a little bit better. The only reason why I possibly wasn't going to take do Jacobs or something like that was Hurts often is available at the 4 or 5 turn, but I wanted to get a little more Allen and Lamar anyway. So yeah, exactly. I did not see this. Shout out Mac. We're on the same wavelength because right, Allen and Lamar have later stacking options. Was my line of thinking was, if I'm not going to be able to take wide receivers until what did we say it was? Until round 7. Okay. So I need to put that in the banner, by the way. Oops. Let's see. Cannot draft a wide receiver until round 7. Okay. So since I cannot draft a wide receiver until round 7, let's think about what happens after round 7. Which quarterbacks and which passing games have their guys that go there? Well, it is actually the 2 elite quarterbacks. So I can kind of pair like, okay, these elite quarterbacks are going to go nuts, particularly passing. We know what they do rushing, but they're going to throw it more this year. Build for that scenario, because then those wide receivers are going to be undervalued, and it's going to really fit this team. This team needs wide receivers because it's not going to have early ones. So how do I kind of like offset that? It's like, well, a monster passing season from Lamar or Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts doesn't work so much because A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith go in the first 6 rounds. Daniels is fine, but it leaves you, Debo could be gone, and it leaves Zach Ertz or whatever. So the 2 elite quarterbacks having those stacking options, I do straight up like even if you're building, this is what I'm doing, right? But if you're building a robust running back team, using those 2 elite quarterbacks as ways to like manufacture the upside at wide receiver while you love your early running backs. Cool. Go for it. Don't just Don't just trickle on down and draft the same shit, boring old wide receivers that everybody else drafts, Jacoby Myers and Adam Thielen and Cooper Kupp and Tyler Lockett and all that shit. Like, put a plan of attack together for how this thing is going to work, right? And do it in a different way than your robust running back bros would do it. And this isn't the only one, but this is one that I like. Yep, Nolan, you do miss out on Zay with Lamar. K Sizzle says, Eric, do you use tournament DB while drafting? When I'm doing slow drafts, I do use tournament DB while drafting. It's a great tool for anyone that doesn't know. K Sizzle is mentioning tournament DB. It is our tournament database, as you would imagine. Publicly available data on, so non-Underdog. Underdog doesn't release their public data until after the season is over for Basketball Mania. But when there's publicly available data, we grab it, we put it into Tournament DB, and you can see things like DraftKings released, the first X amount of drafts in their Millie Maker, just released all the data. And so who is being, see, Hertz comes all the way back here. Oh no, not Pickens. Here. Now let's do something even more fun. How about this? Let's do the two rookies. Let's do Harvey. Let's do Harvey and Henderson. We're gonna make this my kind of robust running back team. Jahmyr Gibbs, Trey McBride, Josh Allen, RJ Harvey, Travion Henderson in the first 5 rounds. But let's you see I'm over here on the here's your rankings hub with the start of the NBA rankings up. If we go to tools, we go to tournament DB, it has the other sports and stuff on here too. It has like the finals for certain tournaments, but we got drafters, DraftKings, and fast draft here. So for what I'll show you, like literally what I would do if I was in a slow draft, which is actually part of the reason why I do more slows now is because of this data. So, right, if I was in a DK Millie slow, I take Jahmyr Gibbs in the first round. I'm going to come here and I'm going to punch in Jahmyr Gibbs, and then I'm going to see literally who has been drafted, and at what percentage with Jahmyr Gibbs in the DK Millie Maker. It's being a little slow for me here this morning, but if it loads. If not, we'll move back. Great marketing, Eric. Awesome. There we go. So we see in the second round, Trey McBride already, right? So this is the DK Millie Maker, not BBM. So it's a little bit different, but a lot of the times there's a lot of overlap. So, okay, boom. Instantly I say, well, you could take AJ Brown with Jahmyr Gibbs, but that's the highest owned player with Jahmyr Gibbs in the second round. Doesn't mean you never won AJ Brown with Jahmyr Gibbs. It just means he is the highest owned player. Then you do Trey McBride and you say, okay, well, what's up with Trey McBride and Jahmyr Gibbs teams? Let's take a look at those. Don't worry, I'm still 12 picks away in the other draft. And you go, okay, 8% of those have Josh Allen. So it's not super, it's pretty spread out amongst the 6%, right? 6% of Gibbs teams have Trey McBride. Amongst that 6%, it's pretty spread out, but you will see a ton of Jamison Williams. So then maybe you're like, maybe I don't do JMO on this team. And maybe I don't do Kyler on this team. Maybe I don't, right? Whatever. So I love using tournament DB. Again, it's easier to do while you're in slows because you have a little bit more time to obviously navigate that data when there's, especially on Underdog, 20-second clocks. It get a little tricky to try to look this thing up. Luckily, I'm at a turn, which makes it easier. This is a home league type team. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Miles, let's be real. Nobody has this start. Exactly. That's why it's fun. There you go. Who do you think will be the wide receiver one for this team? I have one more pick that cannot be a wide receiver, and then I'm opened up finally. I can draft whoever I want in the 7th round. The funny thing is, like, I'm gonna have 4 running backs to start here. Not David Montgomery, by the way. And it's totally not like a robust running back bro team. Another reason why I like doing this is I'm gonna put my like 0 RB, like kind of unique combinations flavor to a structure that I just wouldn't normally draft. Other people love this. They may be right that this is the winning way to draft this year. I'm not gonna do David Montgomery. I kind of like doing Judkins on this team as another rookie running back. Now, Pearsall, Jacoby Myers, Matthew Golden. Wow, I have Golden on a lot of this shit going on here. Let's just do Shakir. Let's do Shakir. Let's just go ahead and make sure we wrap. Let's go ahead and make sure we get the Josh Allen stack right now. Khalil Shakir. Look at that. Berg nailed it. Oh, little Dodger, sorry. Wanted Judkins and is sad. But Judkins fits this exact team. This is I've actually not done that. I definitely have not done this start before, but I will draft the occasional like robust team and give myself a similar rule, maybe not round 7, maybe not a hard and fast rule, but I will give myself rules sometimes, like similar to what we do here on Thursdays, and I'll do some funky robust stuff to see, like, again, putting my flavor to it. Like, who the hell? Seriously, first of all, nobody drafts Gibbs 101, so you already are off to Gibbs, McBride, Allen is just a start that nobody ever gets. And then I add my let's do the rookie running backs because I like them better. They're my favorite picks. So let's take my favorite picks, drop them into this team that is a structure that I would not draft. So I'm still kind of getting the best of both worlds. Like, all right, you're going to get a team with 10 wide receivers. And the first one is Khalil fucking Shakir, which is going to make you very uncomfortable, but at least you're going to get, you got Gibbs. You like Gibbs. Of course, Trey McBride. Awesome. And you got the rookie running backs, which are some of your favorites. And that is not going to be what the normal people that draft this structure would do. What year is it? Yeah. The robust rookie running back build, says Mac. Feels like the people that are going robust probably aren't the people that are taking 3 rookie running backs. Yeah. And I think it's just like straight up good. You have Jahmyr Gibbs. I have Josh Allen. I have Trey McBride. So I have an edge at quarterback. I have an edge at tight end, and I have a superstar RB1. The rookies are actually the perfect way to blend the late season upside element that we want in any best ball strategy and the fact that, okay, maybe we do want some early running backs. It's like the perfect combination. You're getting the talent, you're getting the late season upside, you're getting unique combinations, but you are getting, the running back juice that people love from drafting their early running backs. And then I'll backfill it with 10 wide receivers. Unfortunately, Underdog only allows you to 10 is the max that you can draft of wide receivers, which is part of the reason I don't like drafting robust teams so much. I would honestly draft more if I could get over 10 wide receivers, but I cannot. It is not allowed. Steven says he did something similar, but with Lamar instead of Allen. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of that. Wandale last team. I'm not going to take Wandale on this team because that is another type of player that other people would definitely draft on this. Yeah, see, Pittman, Cup. I can do Keon. I think I might actually do Keon and skip because then I don't have to do Kincaid, which I don't want to do. See, here we go. I'm going to go get, actually on 100% of my Jahmyr Gibbs, Trey McBride teams have Trey Harris. So maybe I don't want to do Trey Harris. I am going to do Keon. Good God. How about Bateman instead? What a little Rashad Bateman. I could have taken Lamar, but let's try to get a little bit of the upside from the Lamar passing season as well. Like, have my cake and eat it too. You took Allen over Lamar, but now let's take some of the Lamar's pass catchers and, like, again, draft the guys with the superstar quarterbacks and kind of try to manufacture. Yeah, Allen and Lamar just do Allen and Lamar things, and maybe they have to pass a little bit more and manufacture my upside through stacking up their passing games, even though I don't necessarily have Lamar Jackson on the team. What do you mean, Little Dodger? But you're the only one with this team. Do you mean the Gibbs? That's just. I mean, I have Gibbs McBride starts. That's it, but on 100%, which is probably like 1 or 2. Anytime I started Gibbs McBride, oh, you're the only one. Well, I just don't really like Wandale. I want to. So here's my case against this kind of a player. I think how people build wide receiver rooms when they wait like this is ass backwards. You need upside swings. You need to hit. Yeah, others would take him because they're bunting, right? Wandale Robinson in half PPR is a bunt. It's a sacrifice bunt. You're getting something positive out of it, right? You're moving the runner over from first to second base, but you're giving up a swing at a tournament winning player because you're like, I'll sacrifice 1 out of my 18 picks, 1 out of my 10 wide receivers to bunt the guy over. It's not that bunting is never, ever, ever good, but I don't know. Moneyball says bunting is never good. Stop fucking bunting. Drive in some runs. Hit a home run. I'm trying to get first in this whole tournament. And I know, because I started with 6 non-wide receivers, I have the worst wide receiver room. Just assume I have the worst wide receiver room, definitely in my draft, but in the tournament, I have the worst wide receiver room. How do I make up for that? It's hitting home runs, right? Keon is as good as everyone thought he would be last year. Khalil Shakir, the Ravens and the Bills pass more than people think. Like the Wandales of the world, the Adam Thielens of the world, those guys, they can have their place as like your chaperone or whatever. I get that, but I need home runs on this wide receiver team. How do I I've dug my hole. How do I crawl my way out if I don't I need to hit, I don't mean Puka because Puka will never ever happen again, but I need to hit Tank Dell, right? So I'm not Puka. Let's pull back. Rookie year Garrett Wilson, Tank Dell, rookie year Justin Jefferson would be pretty sweet, but that type of thing is probably not going to happen again, right? But those kinds of guys, I need to hit these doubles. But the only way to hit a double is to swing hard. You may not hit a home run, but if you at least swing hard, you can hit a double, even when it might go off the wall or in the gap, right? But if you bunt, you ain't hitting a fucking home run off of a bunt, and I need home runs on a type of team at wide receiver. You can take your shot. If you take your early, you take T-Mac and Matthew Golden and Brandon Ayuk and Chris Godwin or something as your wide receivers. Sure, you might need Wandale for a month, but I need more upside than what Wandale brings to a team like this. that is a great take from John there. So I could do my second quarterback, but I think we're going to at least wait there's Christian Kirk ass team for sure here. Mims, Kyle Williams. Oh boy. I'm just going to do May because I was in a panic. How about that? Speaking of a swing, how about May, Kyle Williams for a swing here? There's a home run swing of Drake May as a star. Kyle Williams is a lot better, is the rookie breakout, right? So that's the kind of guy I want. I don't even really like Kyle Williams very much, quite frankly, but this is a pretty good team for him to be built onto, in my opinion. Little Dodger says, Dart is our best ball lord and savior. You and I have different opinions of Jackson Dart, I think. Not a big fan. Sizzle says, I want to win $2 million, not just min cash. So you got to make a wild pick to do that. And Sizzle also has a ton of May, Kyle Williams, and Hunter Henry stacks. I am set up for Hunter Henry. Gibbs over Chase one-on-one. Charles, at the bottom of the screen, it says the rule for today's draft: cannot draft a wide receiver until round 7. Jamar Chase is not a running back or a quarterback or a tight end. He is a wide receiver. So I cannot select him in this draft at the 101. And I discussed Jahmyr Gibbs when I made the selection. So about 20 minutes ago, something like that. He's my favorite round 1 running back. My brain is mush from drafting 6 rounds of non-wide receivers. Gibbs is my favorite first round running back this year. GM to the fantasy football garage. We got garages, we got basements, we got wheels. We do everything in best ball. Every cliche, sickos, basements. Trying to think. One year we were going to do kind of like our own version of the like manifesto or whatever, and do a Bible. We love there's best ball breakfast. There's we love a good cheesy name in fantasy football. We never want to grow up. We're old men playing a child's game. And so we love the silly names and backwards hats and dumb lights and stuff. It's the best. Brunch. Is there a best ball brunch? Really? Did somebody do a best ball brunch? If not, consider it fucking stolen. I'm going to go to GoDaddy right now and go purchase bestballbrunch.com if it's not purchased. Is this a Mac Hollins ass team? No. No hot dogs, says Jason. No, sir, never again. I would love to say that was a one-time thing, but it turned into a 2-time thing, and we're never going to do that. We're never going to do that again. Thicko sandwiches. What's that thumb looking thing underneath your video? I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure what you're talking about. How do you not remember brunch? I don't know. Best Ball Brunch was a video that was made. I don't remember it. Now this could be Isaac Tesla. Brunch was an experience, best stream ever. I don't remember. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Likely fits. Do I keep holding off for Hunter Henry, or do I do I think I need to do the Ravens thing. If I'm going to commit to the Bateman aspect, I'm going to do the Ravens thing. Now the question is, do I stack? I think I'm going to skip Josh Palmer on this and do Xavier Legette. I don't know if that's a bigger upside swing, but I think I want to. I don't think I want to triple stack the Bills in this scenario. I think I want to take Shakir and Keon are the guys, right? And then Bateman and likely get that same benefit from what we talked about with the Ravens. And now I need to move. Let's move on to another team and start swinging there. I think overdoing it with the Bills would probably have been a mistake, though tempting to do, to just take all the Bills wide receivers. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's necessarily wrong, but I think if Shakir and Keon are really good hits, it's not that Palmer can't be. It's just I think that they are a little bit better. Oh, that's what that one was. I got it. Yeah, I didn't watch that. I got nothing. I'm gonna plead the fifth as to not talk about this subject. And let's move on. Let's move on. Triple stacking the rushing QB seems suboptimal for sure. Yeah, I think Allen is like a little bit of a different kind of a rushing quarterback. Like they have historically had seasons where they pass an absolute shit ton. They just so then the running backs just like don't like Allen runs and they elevate their passing volume. I think he might be he's a little bit different probably than definitely than Hurts. Probably than Daniels and Lamar too. I think Allen's a little bit different, but generally I think that thesis is true. They've had some monster passing volume seasons. I know that OC is gone, all that kind of stuff, but they've definitely had some seasons where they throw the shit out of the ball. Rick says if you go robust, feels like you have to hit a longer parlay on your receivers. That's a fact. Yeah, I think a combination. I wouldn't say the team stacking doesn't help as much in a robust room. I would say if you team stacked, if you team stack a team that outperforms, it's really huge because you need to hit the parlay just becomes, do the Bills pass more? Do the Ravens pass more? Does Washington pass more? Right? Do the Eagles doesn't make sense, but it would be, I guess, with Goddard or whatever. Like the parlay it actually helps. The parlay is really long on a robust running back team, but this is one way to shrink it down in one leg. Oh God, Pop Douglas, sure, whatever. The Patriots, and then I'm taking Diami because I'm not getting out of here without Diami Brown on a robust team. Notably, Diami Brown, my favorite late round wide receiver. And if I need wide receiver juice, you bet your ass that Diami is going to be on here. Yep. The goal is, as Little Dodger says, you lock in your my flex is a running back. At least to win the weeks that matter, right? And so just need to, right? I just need Josh Allen to be great, and then theoretically, I'm getting at least one of those Bills into my lineup every week. And in this scenario, I've bet on the Ravens passing game as well, and so I'm trying to shorten down that parlay a little bit. There we go. Any propaganda to make me feel better about picking Pop Douglas? Patriots younger wide receivers have been doing sand sprints on the hills. Pop and Kyle Williams. I remember when I was in college, so I played 5 years. So I would say my actual senior year or my super senior year. I think it was my super senior year. We had a kid. I went to school called Illinois College, Division III school, and we had a kid that was from like California, I think. This is going to sound terrible, but California or Florida. I know he lived on one of the one of the cliche beaches, and he was a talented defensive lineman, and did the like, I'm going to go to the beach and run in the sand and it is very difficult, and he did get in better shape, but it didn't really turn him into a better football player. So it's cool. Like, I'm happy that they're working out. Like, and the sand stuff is tough. It can be grueling, but like there's a lot of grueling workouts that you can do. You don't have to run in the sand to like it doesn't matter. Like, just go to the fucking gym. There's no it's no different than anything else. It's 2025. Like, a lot of people can come up with really grueling workouts, but we have certain ones that are like really cliche in our minds. And I just remember this has been 16 years. And we had a kid that came back and they were like, oh, well, he was working out real hard. He went to the beach every day and ran uphill in the sand. And I was like, Cool. I went to the fucking gym every day too. I'm in better shape than he is. Like the workout is a workout. There's lots of tough workouts. Miles says, "Are you running another one after this?" Yes. So we're going to finish this draft up, and we're going to spin the wheel one more time, and we're going to do one more similar draft to this. This was fun. I'm straight up enjoying this one, even though it did make me feel very uncomfortable with Khalil Shakir as my wide receiver one. The folks are trying to tempt me to take Wandale. Sean says he's making his way back. Now I can't do it for the bit. What makes you like Diami so much? His career high is 308 yards. He really popped down the stretch last year. He was pretty solid for Washington. I think he's like a little bit of a late breakout-ish. I liked him as a prospect. And seeing the Jags wide receiver room, they have a cornerback and Brian Thomas and Parker Washington. You fuckers with Wandale Robinson. Just unbelievable. Fine. Are you going to make me do it? I know I want Slayton. I can't believe you're going to make me take Wandale now. If I do Wandale Slayton, it actually works. So that's what I'm really triggered. Like I'm genuinely triggered. He falls back, and now I can do the Giants secondary stack thing, and it actually makes sense. A singular Wandale, I think, is very, very stupid. But now you gift them to me this way, and it makes sense. God damn it. I'm going to delete this video as soon as I'm done. Lil Jordan. But yeah, Diami really, flashed down the stretch. Also, that career number is like a little bit misleading. If he had 308 regular season yards last year, and in the playoffs he had. Hold on, I just want to make sure I get the number right. He had 229 yards in the playoffs in 3 playoff games. So he caught 14 balls for 229 yards and a touchdown in the playoffs for Washington. Then followed that up with getting a nice little payday from the Jaguars. They then cut Gabe Davis. I'm very excited about the Jaguars, and I think most likely Diami is just whatever, a couple usable weeks or whatever. But I think it's possible there was something real, like down the stretch of last season. He was rotating with Olamide Zaccheaus for a lot of last season in Washington. Then he took over that role. Zaccheaus did largely kick inside, but still, he basically took over a full-time, or was he rotating? Anyway, he was rotational, took over a starting outside role, really kind of emerged as their wide receiver 2, the third pass catcher behind McLaurin and Ertz, but really kind of emerged down the stretch, really popped off in the playoffs, which led to the Jags prioritizing him as a free agent. $10 million is not nothing. It's not like major money, but the $10 million for Diami Brown for one season is pretty real. And so Hunter, Miles says, Hunter easily dusts him. Yeah, you don't choose Wandale. Wandale chooses you. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just got to take it. You accept the fact that you're going to sound like a fool. That's what happens when you get into this line of work. If you're going to talk about fantasy football for a living on the internet, just accept you're going to sound like a fucking moron. You don't know everything, and you're going to be wrong all the time. I've accepted that fact. So what's the difference between getting egg on my face over the course of a whole summer or just right now? It is what it is. Oh my gosh, Jermaine Burton. He was actually in my pool for interesting guys to take here in the last round. He came up last night in our lab, but I'm gonna take a rookie swing here. Let's see what Trav does. So it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna do Jalen Royals. He's my favorite, but it's down to Jalen Royals or Torrey Horton as my 2 wide receiver options here. I think they're the appropriate home run swing that you want on this kind of a team, especially when you draft some shitty slot receivers. Sizzle says Royals for sure. No Cap Max says Burton. Yeah, so we can talk about Burton. Let's run down this team really quickly, pop in another draft, and we can just very quickly talk about Jermaine Burton and some of these late round wide receivers. But the rule, as you see at the bottom of your screen, but if you're audio listening, the rule today, thanks to the wheel and whatever asshole submitted this rule, was I cannot draft a wide receiver until round 7. Naturally, this forced me into a robust team, but we did it. We did it a very spike week way. Jahmyr Gibbs at the 101, Trey McBride, and pulled up Josh Allen to the 2-3 turn. Then went with some rookie running backs. Not the same Chuba, Ken Walker, James Conner, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara stuff that the robust bros like. We went RJ Harvey, Travion Henderson, and then even came back for Quinshon Judkins in the 6th round. Khalil Shakir to stack with Josh Allen, Keon Coleman to stack with Josh Allen, Rashad Bateman, Drake May, and Kyle Williams at the 10-11. Isaiah Likely to add to the Ravens bet, right? So we got the Bills and the Ravens and the Patriots all stacked up on this team. Xavier Legette, kind of a one-off upside swing. Pop Douglas, don't love it, but he's stacked with Drake May. At least I'm benefiting from the correlation. If Pop does actually ever catch a touchdown, that would be cool. De'Ami Brown, my favorite late wide receiver. Darius Slayton, one of my other favorite late wide receivers. And the best ball gods trolled me by having Wan'Dale come all the way back and it making sense by stacking him with Darius Slayton, right? We talked about the parlay thing. If I need to hit these parlays at wide receiver, my wide receivers suck. How do I hit those parlays? Correlating like, well, what if the Giants are better than we think? What if the Patriots are better than we think? What if the et cetera, et cetera? And then another rookie upside swing in Jalen Royals in the 18th round. Let's pop out and head over to the draft lobby, get into one more Puppy 2 draft, and we'll spin the wheel. We'll spin the wheel one more time. Looks like it needs 5. Let me share my screen so we can spin the wheel. See what shoot. I forgot to remove the there we go. Cannot draft a wide receiver until round 7. All right. Draft starts in 55 seconds. I don't know what draft pick I got yet, but let's see what the wheel says. The red room. This is the red room. Can only draft players on teams with red jerseys. Is the rule for this one. We start in 30 seconds, but let me get the old ticker updated. Red room. Got the red teams here. So we had a very, very ultra serious robust running back draft to start, and now we are back on our bullshit with the red room. I'm sniping you on CMC. So this is going to require even more thought. Actually, if this isn't the perfect synopsis of how silly a lot of our best ball strategy conversations are, having to draft only players with red on their jerseys is significantly more mentally taxing than drafting a robust running back team. And frankly, a 0 running back team. So what does that tell you about our strategies in best ball? I think we're very simple-brained folk. It's not like red on your jersey is some complex fucking mission impossible. Tom Cruise running along the side of a building. It's not that difficult. It's very simple, actually. But when you're on the clock and you have to think about it and you have to try to plan ahead for stacks and all that kind of stuff, I think it's harder than drafting a robust running back team. Does the jersey have to be their main jersey, or can alternate jerseys work too? I would say main, like the main color being red. I think I would probably the spirit of the rule, I would imagine. So Christian McCaffrey. Let's see. No, it's got to be CMC or London. Let's do CMC. Let's do CMC. I think Falcons would count if it's So obviously Chiefs, 49ers, Cardinals. I think Falcons for sure count. Commanders definitely count. I think Patriots and Texans, I agree, would count. Yeah, I think it'd be these. I think the teams where like red is like there's even like not necessarily secondary color, but like a Patriot. Come on, red, white, and blue, right? I think that naturally counts. If somebody wanted to say, Giants or Texans don't count, Bills. Oh yeah, Bucks. The red jerseys would be Bucks, Chiefs, 49ers, Commanders. Bucks, Chiefs, 49ers. I'm counting the Falcons and taking Drake London. I think I could do another robust team and take Bucky, but I don't want to. I'm not interested in that. No, thank you, sir. I'm not interested in that right now. I would call the Broncos orange for sure. Oh, the Giants retired the red ones. All right, we're gonna move. No Giants. So this list plus the Bucks minus the Giants. According to Google, several NFL teams, and so let's take it with a grain of salt. Several NFL teams primarily use red in their colors. Kansas City, 49ers, Bucks, Cardinals, Falcons. Okay. Patriots will count. I don't know if I want to count the Bills. I get it. CBK says you got to count the secondary class. I feel like this is enough. Nap God says why not the Giants? Only because they I don't even know if this is true, but Miles just said they had those red jerseys and they retired them. So like when I think about the Giants and when I think about the spirit of this question, I think about like what do I just straight up think of when I see the jersey? Like the Falcons is black and red. It's black and red are their jerseys. When I think about the Giants, I think about Eli in the Super Bowl with a blue jersey. Like just a straight blue jersey. When I think about the Patriots, I think about red, white, and blue. I don't know if that's helping at all, but I'm just thinking about like the spirit of the question. The Giants technically have an alternate red jersey, but like the Bucks technically have an alternate orange jersey, but I would still classify the Bucks as red. You guys have a hunch. The real answer is that Wandale is excluded, so that I don't do that again. The other day, maybe 2 weeks ago, I never draft Alvin Kamara. And then I think it was on this show, I ended up taking Alvin Kamara on both teams. 2 Alvin Kamara shares. And I hate Alvin Kamara. We can't have that happen again with Wandale. Okay, Terry, we're counting, by the way, we're counting the Commanders. Maroon is a shade of red. So it counts. So Terry, I could do Evans, but let's do Terry. Yeah, Titans technically have red too. That's true. Burgundy, yeah. Bills and Pats have red. I don't know that I'm counting the Bills. We'll see how I feel. Yeah, they do. Okay, there's more red on the Bills than I'm remembering. There's more red for sure. Yeah, Patriots definitely count. I think Bills probably count too. Yes, notably, we can select the Los Angeles Clippers and take my guy, Darius Miles, or the St. Louis Cardinals. Ooh, this will be Berg. Please, Berg. Don't do it. Just let me have him. Thank you. Jaden Daniels, the stack with Terry. Bing, bang, boom. The Red Room starts Christian McCaffrey, Drake London, Terry McLaurin, and Jaden Daniels. I like it. Bills have the all red jersey. You're right. They do wear them. There's also definitely more red on the Bills jersey than I was like remembering. I thought it was just like and it is an accent color, but it felt less accenty when I saw it. But this is a fun start. See, this is I straight up like these drafts on Thursday. Maybe it's maybe the most fun that I have every single week because most of the time, every once in a while, there's a rule that it's maybe not giving me the best team of all time. But you end up actually getting teams that you just like. Like this is a great start. Christian McCaffrey, Drake London, Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels. That's a great start. And I just like really don't draft it. I don't have this start yet. I don't really draft CMC, so that's a problem. But I don't see why this is a team you wouldn't want in your portfolio. But the rule is kind of pushing you down a path that you wouldn't think about it. We said the Titans count. Oh no. Juwan to the podium for the 49ers correlation here. Steve says, I think the red room is going to be better than the Wandale team. This is another way to be unique. 100%. It's also a way to put together players. I bet you I'll put together mostly players that I do straight up like. Like I drafted a couple guys on the last team I don't like so much. I drafted probably going to draft a bunch of team players who I do generally like straight up like, but we're gonna shake them up into a blender, and they're gonna come out different. Well, they're gonna come out blended, but they're gonna come out differently than I would normally put them together on a team. So like, you don't have to give yourself rules or missions for your drafts, but thinking about some things, like some different things along these lines, doesn't have to be jersey colors, right? But like, try this, try that when you get into your draft. So like, these are the things I think about, like when I'm laying down before bed. So we said Patriots count. Well, so do Bucks. Henderson or Godwin? I have a shitload of Henderson with, but I don't. Let's do Travion. Love me some Travion Henderson. I love that there are people that don't love Travion Henderson out there. It's the Dalvin Cook is going to take carries away from Breece Hall. It's the Rachaad White is going to take carries away from Bucky Irving. It's the, whatever. And on and on and on and on. The veteran is going to hold back the super talented young rookie early second round pick on a ascending young Patriots offense with a star Drake May quarterback. Hey, I don't make the rules. Burgundy is a shade of red. I'm not the color, I didn't create colors and classify them. I just follow what the color people tell me. What the people who are geniuses, Crayola and all those people, they make the rules about. I don't know who makes the rules about color. I just assume it's the people who make crayons. Those people make the rules about these color things. I just follow them, and they say burgundy is red. That's true. That is true. Not for the reason we're talking about here. We should probably steer away, just like we were steering away from the brunch conversation. Should I steer away from that conversation? But that is true. Let's queue up a couple guys here. I could do another Patriots stack with Diggs, or I can do. Let's do Mooney on this. If Diggs comes back, that's fine too. B-Rob. Ooh. Okay. Swift, no. Laporta, no. Pollard, no. Well, we said Titans technically do, but I don't love that. I don't really want Mahomes with Daniels. I'm trying to get we had some fun conversation in the Discord on every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We do what we call the lab. It's just like a Zoom call. So instead of like you watching a show or instead of you typing out, stuff, where we actually just hop on a Zoom call. People share different ideas, ask questions. We talk about whatever is relevant, in best ball that particular week. And some Mahomes talk came up because our good friend Rich Rebar, aka Lord Reeves, is very high on Patrick Mahomes this season, and I think it's been one of those things where it's been building for me a bit too over the course of the summer. I'm gonna take B-Rob and add to this burgundy stack here. And for Best Ball says the Zoom call was a lot of fun. Highly recommended. I enjoy it. I get ideas. Like this isn't like I haven't solved fucking Best Ball. Like I've done pretty well. Like I haven't like won millions of dollars or anything, but like I've done pretty well over the course of the last 6 years in Best Ball. I think I have some decent ideas, but I don't have all the ideas. And there's a bunch of other people like Doritos in the chat. He won the drafters, the drafters main event. Like there's people in there that have won tournaments, that have won more money in Best Ball than me, and I get ideas from them. And so there's tons of really interesting conversation, but the Patrick Mahomes thing came up and just being like they were still top 5 in the NFL in pass attempts last year. It just felt boring. It's like, well, Rasheed got hurt. Now they loaded up again. Hollywood, Jalen Royals, Rasheed is back. You know, even little shit like Brashard Smith, Eli Mitchell, just like, what if they just go back to the old Chiefs, man? This might be the most talented, like if Jalen Royals hits or if Hollywood bounces back, this might be the most talented Chiefs offense Patrick Mahomes has ever had. Like, think about that. And they're top 5 in pass attempts. Like, what if they just go straight scorched earth? They lost in the Super Bowl. And you're like, oh, I don't want to do another fucking Keon team. We said Giants. No, we said Giants don't count. Okay, so Keon would be fine. Ooh. Yeah. All right. Keon it is. God damn, I have my fucking Keon exposures going through the roof. Totally unintentional. How many years in a row have we said that with Mahomes? I don't think I've ever said these things about Mahomes at all. I haven't been drafting Mahomes for the last 2 years. I think he's been overpriced, and they've had poor weapons in some seasons. I think this is the first season where it actually feels like this. This is the first season where they lost the Super Bowl instead of won. This is the first season where they drafted second round Rashee Rice, first round Xavier Worthy, now fourth round Jalen Royals, added Hollywood Brown, even drafted Brashard Smith, and lost the Super Bowl. I think it's a pretty unique run out. Okay, what about tight ends with red in their jersey? I think we're starting to run into. Are the Texans red? Do the Texans count? I don't want to take fucking Kyle Williams again. Did we say the Texans count? Do the Texans have red? Oh shit. Okay, I took Kyle Williams again because I'm panicking. I was panicking. I didn't want to. We're not doing hot dogs ever again, and I didn't want to screw up the rule, so we did. This is my Travion, Kyle Williams, Keon Coleman day at Spike Week, and Wandale day, of course. Yeah, I think they would count too. Tackles are still a problem. Oh, Kelsey being a shell of his former self is fine. Rashee Rice is back. He's just going to take all that stuff. If Worthy is good and Rashee Rice is good and Jalen Royals are good, they went to the Super Bowl with a bad offensive line. I'm not. Like, are you fading the Dolphins? Are you fading the Texans? Are you fading? Like, we can't fade every team that has like a lesser offensive line. Are you fading the Giants? Are you fading? The Bucks just lost Ryan Jensen, or not Ryan Jensen. Jesus, now my brain is mush from a couple of years ago. The Bucks just lost Tristan Wirfs. 49ers have had a lot of offensive line attrition. Can't fade every offense. Like, so we're only drafting the Eagles, Eagles, Chargers. What who am I missing amongst the good offensive line? Okay, Ramondre. Oh, if we said the Texans count, I should put Christian Kirk in here. But I do need a fucking tight end. Where are the red jersey tight ends? Okay. Since we got the vote that the Texans count, I need to get a queue of some red jersey tight. Oh, god damn it. Kyle Pitts. Hunter Henry. Oh, Ertz. Okay. Jesus. Okay, so the problem we've learned with the red jersey rule is tight end. It's yucky. Got to get Trey McBride. You got to get Trey McBride on the red jersey tight end team. Did we say the Titans? I can't remember now. Titans fit? Yeah, dude, it is literally the only worth a shit tight end with a red jersey is Trey McBride. I should have planned that one out. That's funny. Mahomes is on the Debo diet last year. I think Mahomes is just forever going to. Mahomes is like Luka. Mahomes is just Luka Doncic. One of the best to ever do it. Looks like he just came from the local Y. Okay, the correct answer here is now I get Penix. Assuming Berg does not take him. I just thought I was on the clock, and now he's going to. Oh, okay. Now we take Penix, get a quarterback. I'm gonna need 3 red jersey tight ends. What a fucking disaster. Yeah, I should have taken Trey McBride in the second round. This team would be cooking if I drafted Trey McBride in the second round. I still really am okay with this team. Just I'm not gonna like the tight end position very much. Yeah, Kincaid is gone. Yeah, Texans. Pounds Coors Lights and wins Super Bowls. Yep. Oh my God, Kittle. Yeah, how did I forget about Kittle? I just totally spaced out on the 49ers. Kittle, literally, I drafted 2 Kittle teams yesterday in the elite tight end show, which I found to be fun. Check out the video yesterday about elite tight ends and how valuable Bowers, McBride, and Kittle are. So 2 of the 3 elites. But basically, if you want a red jersey tight end, it has to be McBride or Kittle. Sorry, George. We love you. Yes, Hunter Henry, I believe we decided does count. Ertz just does it every year. He'll do it every year until he doesn't. That is for sure. Brady says highest late round running back exposure so far. Will Shipley, Jarquez Hunter. It's those 2 for sure. I'm not positive off the top of my head where it falls. Depends on your definition of late round. Tyler Algier is in there. God bless. Do I do Pitts or do I do? I'm gonna do. Speaking of, I'm gonna do Algier before Pitts, and I might just skip Pitts because I really don't want Kyle Pitts on my team. I can do Hunter Henry instead. It would be more fun, I think. So I'm so bad at running down the team. CMC on the Red Room team. CMC, Drake London, Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels, Juwan Jennings, Travion Henderson, Darnell Mooney, Brian Robinson Jr., Keon Coleman, Kyle Williams, Christian Kirk, Michael Penix, and Tyler Algier. I mean, this is a good team. So long as we don't get Pitts on here, he says, and then Pitts will fall all the way back. But so long as we don't get Kyle Pitts on this team, it's going to actually be a really good team. Cool on 2K says I've been doing Kittle Bowers and Kittle McBride thought processes. They're good flex picks and they outscored a lot of wide receivers in the same price range. I don't love both of them. I understand what you're saying. They still don't on average outscore the top wide receivers. So that's my problem is I don't really want to be using them in the flex. It's like not the worst. It's not the worst thing. That's for sure. but I would still rather draft the just one of them. Bank on dominating the time. They may hit the flex. I'm gonna draft. I am gonna draft Hunter Henry here now. They like could hit the flex and not hurt you, but they're not hitting the flex and like dominating for you. You want them to dominate the tight end position, which having both of them, you'll theoretically dominate the tight end position. I just prefer one. I just prefer one. See, Brady says I'm heavy on Sanders, White, and Tootin. Not sure how I feel. Yeah, I don't love Miles Sanders so much. But I think Rachaad White is totally fine. And I mean, I don't hate. I understand the thesis behind Miles Sanders. I've just placed my chips in another part of the Dallas backfield, but I'll also be open to, and I have definitely have non-zero Miles Sanders. It's just in terms of like if we're ranking all of our favorite later round wide receivers, he's not, or running backs, he's not at the top for me. Yes, sin it. There you go. Sin it in case Ertz, since Ertz went just now, I'll pick 165. I have Hunter Henry. I can do like last round Ben Sinnott or something. Otten. Quid pro quo says, I'm just trying to make the same team about 150 times and win all the money if I'm right. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Get a first through 150th. That would be crazy. You could have my job if that happens. Yeah, Cade Otten it is. Round 15, Cade Otten. This is fine. Okay, but now I do need to look a little bit. Look who's fucking staring at me at the top of the queue again. This is ridiculous. It's Wandale for the audio folks. All right. We said Houston counts, so I want to get some red jerseys in the queue. Where did he go? There he goes. Ugh, Kareem Hunt, gross. Just get some Q running backs. This will be what two. What is that? 2583. Is that right? Yeah, 2583. So should I do Chubb or Schultz? God, Hunter Henry, Kate. I mean, I don't really like Nick Chubb, but I cannot stomach. Not like it's going to get any better. I cannot stomach a tight end room. Hunter Henry, Cade Otten, Dalton Schultz. Did we say the Titans count? Jesus. Noah Gray's not any better. Fucking Ben Sinnott. This team is really fun if we just didn't have to draft tight ends. Yeah, this is a great. The Dallas, Brady says, Sanders feels gross regardless if you're in or out. That is the Dallas backfield. There's going to be something there. Someone's going to like win out in some form or fashion and be useful. Maybe multiple win out and be useful because they're so cheap. They're so cheap because we're all so fucking disgusted by having to click them that it's like you just got to plug your nose and deal with it. You can draft them all, I think is fine. You can put your chips right. You can cover the roulette board or the roulette table. You can cover the roulette table, or you can just place your chips on red or black or a number or green or whatever. But you're not going to like it. It's not going to be fun. Plug the nose. Yeah, CBK says that tight end room hurts the soul. Yeah. And Schultz is going to come back, and I think the correct pick is going to be Dalton Schultz, by the way. Because I've at the most boomer. Yeah, I think I'm going to add Dalton. I might still do Sinnott. Also, I think I should make this six running backs. Let me see my wide receivers real quick. At wide receiver, London, Terry, Jawan, Mooney, Keon, Kyle Williams, Christian Kirk. Yeah, because I want to do Sean Tucker on this team. Just wanted to draft him like kind of specifically to bring up the late round running backs that we were talking about. I'm quite into Sean Tucker as well as another like last round, especially on Underdog, like last round running back. Doesn't always go in the last round on drafters, but I think does on DraftKings. It's very hard to keep up with the differences amongst the prices, especially DraftKings is just straight chaos. Yeah, Noah Gray is an option. Let's see. Sorry, got caught off guard. Michael says Broncos coach Sean McVay penciled in second year running back estimate to get more of the ball and play as the two back behind Dobbins. Yeah, I'll believe Sean Payton when he ever stops lying to us. That dude is so full of shit. Coach Speak Index does which shout out Coach Speak Index. If you have not, go follow them. Also join their Discord. Greg, I did a draft stream with Greg recently. I'll have to have him on here sometime soon. But and yes, I'm doing Ben Sinnott over Dalton Schultz. I just can't. I need at least a young player with some form of upside at the tight end position, and there's just absolutely no way. Did I say Sean? Oh no, he said Sean McVay. Broncos coach Sean Payton. Yes, sorry. Threw me there for a loop, and I probably just I went full. Speaking of Burgundy, we've mentioned Burgundy. I went full Ron Burgundy and just read off the teleprompter. Michael put the teleprompter up there, and I just read Broncos coach Sean McVay. But I think Sinnott was the right choice. I need Jesus Christ, man. Like you cannot. I just don't think you can. What is even the point of drafting 3 tight ends if they are Hunter Henry, Cade Otton, and Dalton Schultz? Like just. There's no chance that like you're praying to get like 8 points from your tight end every single position and spending 3 roster spots to get your 8 points. So I think Ben Sinnott is at least a home run. That's funny. I see you, Miles. I'm not putting that up on the screen. But we got the red room team here. Let's run it down before we get out of here. If you could please hit the like button. I see all you guys watching. If you could hit the like button for me right now before we review this team, it would be really, really much appreciated. Red room can only draft players on teams with red jerseys. Christian McCaffrey, Drake London, Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels. That's a pretty sexy start, honestly. Jawan Jennings in the 5th is also a good start. Travion Henderson, 6th round. Cool. Darnell Mooney. Cool. Good with that. Brian Robinson loading up on the Commanders here. I like it. It got a little, so here, but at least we took some somewhat upside swings. Keon Coleman again, RIP in the 9th round. Kyle Williams in the 10th. Christian Kirk in the 11th to make the wide receiver room a bit more boring. Christian Kirk to hold that water. Michael Penix to close out my Falcons stack. Algier to add to the Falcons stack. So we obviously like really onslaughted the Commanders and the Falcons here. Naturally, you're going to be doing that with red. You can only draft so many fucking teams, but I actually like it. I mean, I like Commanders, Falcons. Looks great to me. Hunter Henry, Cade Otton, Nick Chubb, Sean Tucker, and Ben Sinnott. Other than the tight end room, I'm cool. I'm very, very cool with this team for sure. Isn't Stover gonna miss the whole year? Yeah, I'm not sure anything matters for Dalton Schultz. Who misses? Who plays? They lost Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs last year, and Dalton Schultz is just out there, Dalton Schultzing it up, doing absolutely nothing, running a lot of routes and not catching a lot of passes. So I just can't really get behind Dalton Schultz, but I'm cool with the rest of this team. Again, if you can hit like and subscribe on the way out, we'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel, 10 a.m. Eastern. I think we're going to pop in some DraftKings, some drafters, something like that. Haven't figured out. If you have a preference on what you want to draft, feel free, drop a comment. If you have a rule that you would like added to the board and you don't want to pop it into the Discord, you can leave a comment. Leave a comment here, put a rule up that you would like to see next week. I'll add it to the wheel. And if we spin and you win, your rule will be the one that I draft for next week. But I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more drafting heading in to the weekend. Enjoy your drafts. Get in some NBA, college football. Got NBA Summer League this afternoon. It's a hot best ball summer, baby. We're excited about it. We're going to have some fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Woo! Those were some spicy takes. Want to stay up to date with all of the other spicy takes we're going to have over here at Spike Week? Why don't you press that subscribe button below? You turn notifications on, we draft a team, boom, you know about it. We have another spicy take, boom, you know about it. You can be there, you can draft with us. You want to stay up to date? That's how you do it. All right, we'll catch you later next time here at Spike Week.